Welcome. This is the first session of our Climate Wisdom Studio. Myself, I'm Golo Pilz, and I will moderate today's session about the coming up climate change conference in Belém in Brazil and what can be done. We all are aware that climate change is accelerating, and this year, for example, in India, North India was hit by torrential rains. A lot of farmland has been destroyed, and the situation is getting more and more complicated, especially for farmers. I'm very glad today to have with me in the studio our sister Shivani. She's one of the well-known motivational speakers of the Brahma Kumaris, and she has been lecturing a lot also on the relation of us and the environment. That brings us to our first question, Sister Shivani. The Brahma Kumaris is very active in the field of environment. We have since 30 years research in solar technology. We have a rural wing. We have tree plantation, plastic free. We're doing a lot of activities for the environment. Why is it so that a spiritual organization is so active in this field of environment?
As a spiritual organization, we understand the connection between our nature, which means the inner nature of emotions, feelings, personality traits, and the outer nature, the nature of environment, the flora, fauna. There's a connection between the two. So when we understand the connection, we understand the relationship, we understand how we need to do that inner work, which is going to influence the outer nature. And automatically, when we start creating self-energizing, compassion becomes natural. So compassion first for the self, and so we prioritize self-care because we are compassionate for ourselves. Then automatically compassion towards people, and then in a very natural manner, compassion towards environment and nature. Today, without compassion, we are living mindlessly. We don't know what we are using, how we are using, unaware of its impact on us, on others and the world, because we're not living out of awareness. We're just living in the auto mode, just living the way we've been living for years. Even though we are hearing information, every time there is a climate change conference, data, statistics, concerns of the scientific community, the political community, we're listening to it, we are aware all over the world. But how many of us are taking that pause button? What do I have to do for this? So what spirituality inculcates is self-responsibility. Before meditation, we live a life of blame, where we say, I'm feeling like this because of, I'm experiencing this because of. So I'm not living a life of self-responsibility, personal responsibility. So I'm living a life of blame where I say, I am, and what I feel is because of everything that's happening around me. So in that mode of living, I won't really think too much about what's happening around me. But when I start taking personal responsibility of my mind, of the health of my body, then I start also taking personal responsibility. What can I do for the outer nature, for the environment? So it's just automatically a byproduct of self-care that you start taking care of nature. It just happens on its own. It's not very conscious, but it's just a natural way of being.
And doing things practically is also a very lovely feedback loop. It actually empowers us also, and gives us strength. And at the end of the day, we have done something good also,
Yes, so that also becomes part of the karma, right?
Yeah.
So spirituality also teaches us to focus on our every karma. So karma not just in my personal life, but karma on a collective level also for the planet. What's my karma with nature? So one is my karma within, my karma with my body, my karma with people, but my karma with the environment. So what's my karma with environment? So one is how I'm using it, one is am I abusing it, and third is most important, what we are doing as an organization, what we can do for the betterment for people and the environment. So automatically that's also karma.
It seems the karma has become very strong and powerful. The latest information from science on climate change and are quite devastating. And some scientists are saying we're across tipping points. And we're going since many years to the conferences, and we see more anxiety and more fear. Actually, people are worried about future, and rightly so. We're in a very dramatic situation, at a crossroad, you can say, for the future of humanity. So how meditation can help us individually, but also collectively as groups or as regions, to overcome anxiety, and how to create hope for the future through meditation?
First, to even understand that who we are within is influencing the outer world. So, not just the way we use environment, not just the way we use the resources of the planet, but just who we are. So even if I'm just sitting here, I'm not using any resources of the planet right now. I'm not abusing the environment. So I will say, right karma, good karma. I'm not using plastic. I'm not wasting water. I'm not wasting electricity. It doesn't stop there. Just who I am here within. My emotions, my vibrations are radiating out from me into the world. It's influencing the air. It's getting absorbed by the water. It's influencing the plants. It's influencing nature. So if I really want to take care of the environment, it has to begin with me taking care of myself. So if I create stress, I create fear, I create anxiety, it doesn't remain within me like a box inside here. That stress, fear, anxiety gets absorbed by water. It gets absorbed by the air. And my fear and anxiety radiates to many people all over the planet just through the air, what we call the collective consciousness of the planet. So before COVID also we were radiating these emotions, but post-COVID the emotion went to another level altogether. So during COVID 2 years, billions of people all over the planet at the same time for 2 years. So if we just have to write this out, we'll have to understand how it's impacted the environment. Not few people in one part of the world for some days. That was happening always. But billions of people all over the world at the same time and for 2 years created fear, created panic, then disease, so stress, panic, and then grief of losing a family member. When this happened for 2 years all over the globe, the energy of the planet changed. So COVID is over, but even post-COVID, fear is the predominant energy on the planet. We meet children, we meet youth. I'm feeling anxious. I have panic attack. Any problem in life? No, no problem. Then why? It's the air. So COVID was a virus, but this vibration.
How meditation helps us now to
So we have to understand that the more we will create fear and anxiety, the more environment will absorb that fear and anxiety. The more environment will be absorbing it, the more people will get influenced by it. So it will go into a cycle of fear and anxiety. So let me take personal responsibility to break this cycle. And so when we say, I don't have time to meditate, let me tell myself, it's not just for me, it's for the world. It's for the world. So when we take a pause, even 5 minutes a day, 2 minutes in the morning, even if you don't have too much time, 2 minutes before going to sleep, 1 minute in the day, somewhere in between, just take a pause, connect to your original true nature, and remember, I'm a soul on this journey, and my original nature is purity, peace, and love. And then connect to the supreme power, the source and the ocean of purity, peace, and love. Even if I do this for 2 minutes, I'm changing my vibration here, and that is changing the vibration of the environment. So at the Brahma Kumaris, we meditate individually in our own spaces, but then we meditate collectively every morning when we meet at the meditation center or we meet here in Mount Abu at the headquarters. That collective meditation also influences nature. So everyone can start this on their own personal space in their personal time, just few minutes every day.
Yeah, meditation is a very powerful tool. Thanks for reminding us. And you mentioned about not wasting energy, and this interview is being done in the solar house. There's a first building in Gyan Sarovar actually, and this is entirely running on solar power. We have a small solar system backside, and the whole power for the lights and the camera, it's all clean power. This was very inspiring what you said, and that brings me to my last question. In Brahma Kumaris, we have a very positive outlook for the future, despite we're all in this tight spot in not only in environment but also economically. Situation is very tight. We have a lot of conflicts around the world, and we have this idea and concept about inner world and outer world, and about a new age which is going to come. So how meditation can help us actually project a new time, how actually we can create a new era, and how we can turn the tide, how we can turn the trend which is going downhill into a trend which is going uphill, on a personal level, but maybe also on a global level. That would be, I think, a very interesting question for our audience.
There's a spiritual law, and that spiritual law in Hindi is sanskar se sansar banta hai. Sanskar means my inner nature, my personality traits, and sansar means the world. So my inner nature creates the world. So when millions and billions of people on the planet will create ego, lust, anger, greed, attachment, fear, stress, then that's the vibration of the planet. And whatever is happening on the planet is a result of that vibration. So when the planet will vibrate with terror, there will be conflicts and war. When the planet will vibrate with lust, there will be abuse and other things happening all over the world. So now we are trying to resolve the situation. So which means we are trying to change the outer world. But the more we are trying to change the outer world, the more it's getting complicated. Because yes, we keep making our efforts in the outer world, but it will not happen till we start creating a change in the inner world. So we understand that time is cyclic. We have a 24-hour cycle of morning, afternoon, evening, night. But after the night, it's morning again. Then we have our spring, summer, autumn, winter, 365 days cycle. But after winter, it's spring again. So time is cyclic. It's not linear, that it began here and it will end here. It's cyclic. It's not going to end. So on a global level, there's a bigger cycle. And that bigger cycle is also the morning, afternoon and the evening and night of the world cycle, which we call the golden age, the silver age, the copper age and the iron age. So the golden age will be the vibrations are highest. When we reach the iron age, the vibrations have gone lower, and those are the vibrations of ego, lust, anger. Now, as a result of that, we are seeing all this global conflict, economy crisis, environmental issues, environmental crisis. We don't fear and panic looking at this. We take more personal responsibility that we have to create a change. So the time that we're going through right now is like that 12 o'clock point in the clock, where this cycle is coming to an end and this cycle is starting. So when people say, oh, climate change says it's the tipping point, we're reaching a time where everything might just end. Yes, if you look at it scientifically, then maybe they will feel that everything is coming to an end. But we understand spiritually, it is the end of one way of living, beginning of another way of being and living. It's not the end. It is not the end of the world. It is just the end of a particular way of being and living. And the beginning of a... So when it's night, it's not the end. It is just the end of the night, beginning of the morning. So for some people, it's night. But for those of us who will work on us, we are in the dawn time. And we know the morning is about to come. So let everyone take this responsibility of using meditation, spiritual practices, right eating habits, because even that influences, our gut influences our mind. So if I'm having a heavy diet, I'm having too much of animal-based product, then I cannot be peaceful and calm. So take care of the gut, take care of the mind, take care of your energy, and you become an instrument for that morning to begin. So everyone needs to know the world is not coming to an end. The Iron Age is coming to an end. But the Iron Age coming to an end means the Golden Age beginning. And what is the Golden Age? The Golden Age is where every soul is pure, divine, peaceful, loveful. So just start working on that nature. And in the Golden Age, environment and people will be in harmony. Because when the souls are pure, then harmony in nature, outer nature and inner nature. Iron Age souls have got depleted, and so nature and us are not in harmony. Nature is not supporting us today because we haven't taken care of it. In Golden Age, both will be in harmony together. So we are just on that transformation time, not the end, transformation.
Wonderful for sharing that insights with us, and I hope you, our audience, you will be inspired to think this is not the end, this is the beginning of something very beautiful. Thank you very much, Sister Shivani. So and maybe you can guide for 2 minutes a short meditation, and let's have a practical experience.
Sure. Just sit back, relax the body, 3 deep breaths, and gently bring your attention to this point here in the center of the forehead. And gently see yourself, the energy, the master of this body, the creator of every thought, feeling and emotion. And seeing yourself, the point of light in the center of the forehead, remind yourself, I am a pure, powerful being. I am peaceful in every situation of life. I am loveful and compassionate in my every interaction with family, friends, with every soul I meet on this journey of life. I, the soul, radiate purity, peace, and love. I energize the environment. My vibrations purify the air. My vibrations energize the water. My vibrations strengthen the earth. I and nature are in harmony. I am the creator of the beautiful new world everyone is waiting for. Om Shanti.
Thank you very much, Sister Shivani, for joining us, and what a lovely and wonderful ending. This was the first session in 2025 of our Climate Wisdom Studio, and please join us, look up at our webpage, join us at Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and in the month of November we will stream live from Belém in Brazil, from the COP30, the next climate conference, with very interesting interview partners from science, spirituality and politics. You're most welcome to join us. Thanks very much. Until then, bye-bye.